What's going on, everybody? And yes, once again, you are back for another episode of Conquer Your Kitchen. And of course, it must be Christmas time. I got the hat on. Yes, we're doing eggnog today. Eggnog from scratch. Now, I'm an eggnog aficionado. I like to think so anyway. I love eggnog. I've always loved it, even as a kid. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful treat that reminds me of everything of Christmas, you know. But today, we're going to get into the homemade eggnog, which is kicked up a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. It's got a little bit of the adult beverage in it. So let's get started with the ingredients, and let's go get right into it, okay? So we've got some eggs, of course. Can't make eggnog without eggs. You know who I'm talking to. I have some nutmeg, a pinch of salt, some sugar, some cream. Over here I got some milk. I just have regular 2% milk. That's okay. Whole milk is preferred, but I don't drink it on a normal basis, so 2% is what we're going to get. And then, straight from Kentucky, we got some bourbon. You can use bourbon, rum, scotch, yeah, whatever liquor you decide to put in there. Spiced rum is actually pretty good, you know. So you can do that. But I had some bourbon on hand, and that's why we're going to use bourbon. So this is going out to my cousin, Mike. Mike actually asked me to make some homemade eggnog for you guys. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to separate our eggs. Now, some people use the yolks and the whites, which is what I'm going to do today. Some people just use the yolks. It's totally up to you. I think the whites give it a little bit more of a velvety texture, so that's why we're going to go ahead and use those. Let's get this milk going because we want that to warm up. And I'll go ahead and put the cream in as well. So this is kind of a probably like a double batch. I mean, it just depends on who you're making it for. If it's the family, I would go with this recipe. If it's just you, then maybe cut it in half. It's just me, but I really love eggnog, so that's why I'm going with how much I'm going with. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is get these eggs separated. So I need 2 bowls. Now you can do the shell to shell method. I'm just going to do the well, I'll do one of each and show you. All right, so basically with the shell to shell, you're just kind of going back and forth there, letting the whites drop into the bowl, and then putting your yolks over there. The other way that you can do it is just to take the egg, open it up, and then just kind of let the white fall into there and go separate it like that. So, you know, it is whichever one works for you. So I'm going to go ahead and separate these out, and I'll be right back. All right, we'll just get this last egg separated out. Now, if you're doing the shell-to-shell method, I just want to throw this at you. If you notice that your yolk breaks in the middle of you doing this, and you have it over this bowl, get it over this bowl and dump it in, okay? That one didn't break, but that's just a little tip, because you can get a little bit of white in your yolk. But if you get yolk in your white, you basically got to start over, okay? Toss the whites, because they're not going to, maybe you don't have to toss them, but they're not going to whip up as well as they would if you didn't get the yolk in it. The yolk has fat. The fat inhibits the whites from fluffing up the way that they should. So we're just going to set this aside for right now. And we're going to add our sugar. I have 1.5 cups, actually it's like 1.33 cups of sugar. Nah, I want to use my other whisk on this one. So 1 cup goes in with the yolks, and then the third goes in with the whites. Okay, so let's get this whipped up. And what you want to do is you want to stir this or whisk it until you get a pale yellow consistency. It's going to be really creamy, okay? And, I just realized, as I'm looking here, I forgot the vanilla. Never to fear. I always keep it close, okay? So I'm going to put I don't know, teaspoon of vanilla in there. Some recipes, I've seen them, they don't call for the vanilla at all. I like the flavor that it brings, so I add it. You know, and I've told you guys so many times, improvise in your kitchen. That's called cooking, okay? So if you notice that you forgot something, sometimes you can add it. Sometimes it's too late. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, so I like the taste of the vanilla in the eggnog, so I just go ahead and put that in. And this is a little bit of a workout, so I'm just gonna keep on going until I get to where I want to be. Be right back. So I have whipped this up to where I want it to be. Nice kind of a ribbon stage. You see it kind of falls right back in there, holds its shape for a second, then blends right back in. That's what you want. This should be right at about 160 is where we want it. 160, 170, something like that. So we're at 168, 169, 170. That's cool. That's cool. So let's just turn this down a little bit. We don't want that to get scorched just to the point where it's about to simmer, and that's good enough. All right. Now, you have eggs, you have hot liquid. If you take this and put it in here, you are going to get scrambled eggs. So that's not eggnog. That's just really bad custard. So what you want to do is take a little bit of your hot liquid and pour it in to your egg mixture. And what you're doing in this method is called tempering. And that is basically you're slowly bringing up the temperature of your egg yolks to match or come very close to the temperature of what's in your pot. Now, as I'm looking at this, it's going to be really, really close. I don't think I'm going to get it all in there, but we're going to see how close I come. All right. All right. So let's just pour this in and see what happens. Yeah, oh man, wow. Couldn't have planned that better if I wanted to. And I promise I did not plan that like that. So let's just get the rest of these in here. And then we're just going to kind of babysit this a little bit, because what you want to do is get this up to about 180, okay? So right now, if we temp it out, we're looking at about 155, all right? So while we're doing this, we can add in our nutmeg. Some people add that at the last part, toward the end, to, you know, kind of garnish it, accent it. I like the flavor of the nutmeg kind of cooked into the eggnog, so I put it in now. So we just get that in there, a pinch of salt. Anything that's overly sweet, you want to balance it with a little bit of salt. Just balances everything out. Just balance is what we're looking for. So I like the eggnog. Like I said, when I was a kid, we had eggnog every year. And what I used to do is that I would take some eggnog and drink it, and then I'd take some milk and fill it up, top it off, you know. And my father always used to say, this eggnog doesn't taste like it's supposed to. He finally caught on to what I was doing, but I figured it's payback. It was lies they were telling me, lies. It wasn't no Santa Claus. It wasn't no Santa Claus, Mama. My mother's watching. Mama, it wasn't no Santa Claus. You lied to me, so I drank your eggnog. All right, so we're just going to keep this going. Once we get to 180, then we are done with that step. So we're just going to put that aside and let it go. Yeah, it's low, so we're good. So in the meantime, let's get started on the whites. Put that sugar in there and just get your beater out and just whip these until you get to very soft peaks. When it's like that, I'll come back, show you what it looks like. Okay, that's basically what we want from our whites, okay? It's not soft peak, the soft peaks, they're not stiff peaks where they're standing up on their own, but they are just barely holding their shape. And that's what you're looking for, okay? So now, guys, that's pretty much it. That's that's the gist of it, okay? So we're gonna take our liquid here, pour it into a bigger bowl, and get that going there. And these are your whites. That's your eggnog. You basically want to wait till this cools down, let it cool to like room temperature, then put in your egg whites. I can't do it here because it'll cook those egg whites. We don't want that. But right now is when you add in the good stuff. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm sitting up here talking about that like I'm like some kind of lover of alcohol. I don't even drink. But around the holidays, I'll take a nip or two to, you know, celebrate. So, yeah. I like the eggy nuggy. All right, so let's just move this out of the way. We're going to let that come to room temperature. Take your egg whites, stick them in the refrigerator, and let them sit while that comes up to temp. And by the magic of editing and me doing it ahead of time, I already have a glass. Now, I do like to make my own whipped cream, but in the interest of time, we're just going to break out the old canned stuff. Just don't use the stuff in the blue bin. Don't do that. CW, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, that's it. That's on point. So basically, that's your eggnog, guys. Take that cinnamon bread that I showed you last week. With this, you're gonna have some happy guests. I guarantee it. So in the meantime, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all the love and support coming by to let me help you conquer your kitchen. Hit the subscribe button right down here in the corner. Click the bell so that every time I upload a video, you are notified. I don't want you to miss a thing. All right? So take care. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever else you decide to celebrate or not celebrate, love from me to you. God bless you guys. Peace out. Bye-bye.